Stonecutters Podcast, Aaron Hankins
Will Catlett
in the building.
in the building.
Will, where you at, Will? The background looks amazing. Looks like you just been creating some new art. What you up to?
Man, I wish I could lie to you and say this is the art in my crib, but I'm away on location, so I'm in a hotel right now. Aaron helped me jimmy rig my iPad so that we can have a little vibe. Got to make sure that I'm looking at the helmet that is in his background so my eye line could be all right. But other than that, brother, it's good to see you.
Good to see you too. Congratulations.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, since the last time we talked, you were on an episode of Lovecraft Country on HBO. You were
Last time we talked, brother love, I'm blowing up.
Exactly. Since the last time we talked, you released Charm City Kings. What was it, like the number one broke the streaming records on HBO Max? Like, you breaking records out there, man.
Thoughts become things, man. Thoughts become things. Thoughts become things. So yeah, man, it's been exciting. You know, I feel like, it's a blessing for you to get to see it, you know what I mean? And others to get to see, because you've been there since the genesis of the journey. So now everything is starting to come together, and it's just the beginning. You know, I haven't really got started yet, so I'm excited about that. But hard work, dedication. We always talk about thoughts become things, and this is things that we spoke about and we thought about, and now they're being manifested and coming to fruition. So, it's like, I feel like right now, and I'm working harder than I ever worked before, because it's almost like that thing you can see it. You know what I'm saying? You can see it before, but now you really starting to see it. You're like, oh, this thing's about to be coming back to back, so maybe I'm gonna finally get them abs, Aaron, I've been wanting to
get. Are you back in the gym now that you're on location?
I'm back in the gym, got an incredible trainer, and it's everything that I wanted. You know what I'm saying? Like, they got the turf, it's they clean off the gym, you know what I mean, due to COVID. I'm in there by myself with the trainer. So, I'm seeing the change. I'm sore right now as I'm sitting here talking to you. I'm completely sore all over, but that's a part of the process. Your muscles have to be broken down and ripped in order to gain. So, it's that working in secret, brother. You know what I mean? It's that working in secret when nobody know what you're doing. And then I just come out with the summertime shine body, and they're like, oh my God. You know what I'm saying? I was telling the trainer, Aaron, I was like, ooh, my wife ain't ready for me when I get back. He said, nah, she ready. So, it's exciting, man. But, enough about me, man. How you been? What's going on, what's new. I see you got the glasses on, you got the shoes hanging in the background, your teeth nice and white, baby, you on.
So I guess first things first, I realized this, and Will, I don't know how much time you spend in front of a computer, but these are those blue light glasses, and they're supposed to help with sitting in front of a monitor all day. I get the blue light that comes from the computer. So went on Amazon, picked up a little pair of these, and I believe they actually help with when you finish for the day and you take your glasses off, your eyes are a little bit not as fatigued. So yeah, man, I think since the last time we talked, I've been just doing a lot of personal reflection and celebrating a lot of people that we know have been winning, Tiff, Dom, like yourself, like Mateen was just on The Weakest Link on TV. So it's like everybody that I know, even in 2020, like everybody's flourishing and everybody's thriving in their own ways. And it's awesome for me to see that, and to myself just grateful to be in a position where I can celebrate people and not be jealous of them, and allow them to have the light shine on them. And yeah, man, that's about it. Like, I cannot complain. I will tell you this though. I woke up this morning and I had a little bit of back problems, but I got a bed on the way. So I'm just waiting for the bed to show up. I just need, like, I'm such an old man, Will, that I'm waiting on like a new bed, a new mattress to sleep on. And that's what's making me excited for the future right now. Is just getting a new mattress. But
yeah, that's what's up. Sleep is important. But I wanted to ask you something, because it peed. it piqued my interest a little bit when you were talking about not being jealous and excited for, you know, your peers around you. What would you tell somebody who is constantly seeing everybody around them thrive, but they haven't got their shot yet?
What I would tell them is that there's enough for everyone. And the more that it's like, you don't give to get.
Mm-hmm.
And this is something that I used to say a long time ago, is you don't give to get. So you don't give people praise, to get accolades, to get something in return. You give them just to give them without any you're not asking for anything in return. And when you withhold joy and celebration from people that are winning, that they can see that immediately. So I just, there's enough to go around, and there's a scarcity mindset out there that is like, Will was in the movie, and Will took the job that I was supposed to get, and now what am I supposed to do? Well, there's going to be another movie. There's going to be another avenue. Will's going to get his production company, and he's going to have you star in a movie. And when you can look at things from that respect, from a looking at it from an abundance perspective, like, yeah, I didn't get mine right now, but it's coming. I got to continue on. He won, she won. Well, I'm surrounded by winners, so it's only a matter of time that I win.
Mm-hmm.
There's lots of different ways that you can spin this to kind of direct it to say, like, I'm next. Well, and Will, me and you had this discussion last year, and we had this discussion before the podcast even started, that everybody else was winning, and you were just like, it's only a matter of time before it's my turn to win. So if you're jealous, it's always going to be them, and it's never me. I'm going to be the victim, and it's never coming around to me. And those guys are in the Illuminati. He paid for that. He paid for that role, right? And instead of just seeing it for what it is, that person worked hard. They perfected their craft. They did things to the best of their ability, and now they're able to shine for it.
That's beautiful, man, because I was thinking about it. You kind of said everything that I would say, is that next mentality. I think we always have to have next mentality. And I remember, and I get it, and not to shy away, sometimes you do feel jealous. Jealousy is only bad if you take it internally and you let it shut you down from moving forward, and you want to covet someone else's dreams or accomplishments or joy. But you can have righteous jealousy, meaning that you can be jealous that will bring forth a joy out of you, to be like, ooh, if it's happening for them, Dad, you see how they blowing up? I'm next. It has no choice but to happen for me, because I seen them do it. They went ahead of me. So you can flip that jealousy around, because I would always I remember when my homegirl Lena and Issa was blowing up, and I remember laying on that floor, you know, and I'm seeing them do their thing. And I know that I'm talented as well. And it was righteous jealousy. It was saying, man, my sisters are going, they doing it. You know what I'm saying? Let me tap in. Let me celebrate them, but let me tap in and let me remind myself who I am. And I remember laying on that floor and saying, Lord, if you've done it for them, God, I know that you would do it for me. I'm next. Let your peers motivate your next. But like Aaron and I and myself are saying, when jealousy comes in that thing and it cripples you, and now you want to be what E says that you want to be where Lena is at, but not only you want to be there, you want to move them out of the way so that you can be there. See, now that's wrong, because now that's pure jealousy in the negative side of it, versus saying, if I'm seeing my brother go work for Nike and that's my dream, then I need to just say that I'm next. Watch what he's doing, seeing the moves that he's making, learn and incorporate that into your own uniqueness. In a short time, as thoughts become things, you will eventually get to reign where you're supposed to reign at. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
That's just how it happens. You know what I mean? Oh, sidebar. We ain't do our disclaimer at the beginning.
The Stonecutters Podcast. The views expressed on the Stonecutters Podcast are those of the co-hosts and their views and opinions alone, and they do not reflect those of their employers, past, present, or future. That was a
Mm-hmm.
little jumbled, but we got the point across. The disclaimer's out of the way. I don't think we
Mm-hmm.
said anything to hurt anybody's feelings just yet. So, but
Yeah, but but just
you
in
can
case.
never be sure. Yeah.
They never be sure. You know what I'm saying? Listen, basically, this ain't got nothing to do with them. This is all about what we talking about on here. They haven't inspired my views in any kind of way. Okay.
Watch out, y'all. Will's on one tonight.
Yeah. You know.
Stonecutters Podcast. You can find us at www.stonecutterspodcast.com. We're available on all major streaming platforms. You can also watch me and Will. Every one of our Stonecutter podcast episodes is available on YouTube. So you can see Will's setup when he's all over the country, all over the world. You can see my garage and its varying stages of transformation. And back to the show.
Yeah. But nah, I'm glad we brought that up, man, because what I love about our podcast, we go back to someone that just maybe joining. We talk about the stone cutter that's constantly chopping at the stone. And sometimes the chisel is your friend, reminding you, man, Will, you gonna make it, man, you gonna do it, man. And sometimes if we truthful in ourselves, and we don't always believe that, we don't always know that we can reach our goals or our dreams, even if we're writing things down. And you need people to remind you of who you are. Because the one thing that's great about your friends that are around you, they can see you, you know what I mean? And they can see you maybe how you're not seeing yourself. And it's always good to say, hey man, keep going. It's gonna be all right. You right there, man. You're a genius. You got so much going on, and eventually, if you're told that long enough, subconsciously, you will really start to believe that thing. Like today, right? The thing happened today when I'm in the lobby of the hotel, and this guy is asking for where the cart is so that he can get the cart and bring stuff up to his room. And he says to the lady, the cart's not out there. You know that I'm slow. And it disturbed me when he said that. I don't know if he was joking or what, but the way he said it, I'm like, okay, see, you just put this limitation on yourself.
Yes.
And at that moment, I thought that maybe I should have corrected him, but I just sat in the moment because I was going to get the book and he was having a conversation with the lady. So I was kind of outside of their conversation. I was kind of in movement walking past. But I thought about that. Never discredit yourself. Never talk down about yourself.
Will, how do you, for our listeners, I know the answer and I think you do too. When they get a compliment, what's the easiest way to not put themselves down when they get a compliment from someone?
I don't know. I just say I receive. Thank you very much for the compliment.
Thank you. You just say thank you. The way that we discount ourselves, Will, is that you'll just be like, hey, Aaron, that's a nice jumpsuit you're wearing. And I'm like, oh, this old thing, I got it at this thing and it's falling apart. And look at the hole here and this and that. Just say thank you and receive it. And it can be with clothes, or it can be, hey, Will, thanks for doing the dishes last night. I really appreciate it. You're welcome. You're welcome. Oh, it was nothing. I was going to do it anyway. Nope. It's not a trivial matter. Take the appreciation and move on.
Yeah, no, that's good. That's so good. That's so good. I'm going to use that too. Because I just, and sometimes it's stuff like my tax guy hit me up today. We were talking back and forth for some things that I wanted to do. And he was like, Will, I'm proud of you. Keep grinding. You know what I mean? You're the voice that this generation needs. I had to say, thank you. Because sometimes we're so used to when we feel that love come in so pure like that, we try to reject it, or maybe we're not worthy of it.
Not worthy.
But we have to check that. Thank you. Accept it, because you can't always see outside of yourself. You know what I'm saying? My tax accountant was seeing me and projecting what's being projected out of me back onto me so that I can be living in that realm, living in that light. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I had to say, thank you. So to our stonecutters that are listening, take your flowers while you can get them. You know what I mean? And say thank you, and let the jealousy go.
Will, question for you. Talking about sort of accepting and receiving um, the good things that you've done. Did you watch Lovecraft? Did you watch Charm City? Did you watch it with your wife? Did you watch it? Did you have like a watch party? Have you seen yourself since then? And if so, how did you feel like seeing yourself? You've done it a few times now, but just to see it and be around people, like,
My dad has this saying, and he always say, "Dad, I'm proud of you." He'd be like, "I'm proud of me too." He's like, "Dad, I like, Dad, I love you. I love me too. I loves me." You know what I'm saying? My dad always says that. And I love me. You know what I mean? I love watching me. You know what I'm saying? I just really do. I think I do such an incredible job that I just have to say thank you. You know what I'm saying? So I look at myself and I just say thank you. Look what all the amazing work you're doing in the world, Will. Look how you're setting people free, Will. Thank you, Will. Look how good you look on there when you walked around and you shook the cop's hand. Damn, you was in the role. You just look good, brother. um, I got a chance to see it with Charm City. I got a chance to see it with my close friends, my boy Todd, his wife. And, that was great to just be able to watch the film again, because when I watched it in Sundance, I didn't feel so well. You know what I mean? So I was kind of like dozing in the movie theater. So I got a chance to see it with fresh eyes, and all the conversations and panels that I've done that came out of that. I was really excited to see Lovecraft, not just because it's a brilliant show and Misha's doing incredible with the writing and all the actors are phenomenal, but it was a period piece. And I've been wanting to do a period piece for some time. And the content that the writer wrote was rich. And I was like, oh, this is something I can sink my teeth into. And the wardrobe, when I went on set to get fitted, I'm like, these people are folks who win awards, because
costume design and
because that's the way they just, the way the production was and the way they fitted me and the shoes that I put in the time period and the picture that they took. I was looking at all the details, you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
That was in it. And I got a lot of love from it, but I knew when I was doing the work that I said, this is something special. This is something special. Now, sometimes when you're doing the work, because things get cut down. You know what I'm saying? So, and I thought they did a great job of it too, because in the scene, when I'm dragging a young man, I actually broke off the whole entire door and I fell to the ground. Me and the boy fell to the ground. We wanted to keep the scene going, but the door was caught under my leg. You know what I'm saying? So we couldn't do it. And then they had to take time to put up the door and blah, 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 blah. And I was like, ooh, I wish they would have kept that door. But I was trying to cut it in my mind, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, but how could they do this? Boom, boom, boom. Makes sense for the story, cutting down time. But it's just a beautiful show to be a part of, man. And I remember Jonathan Majors, came up to me afterwards, and so did Journey. Journey was like, you're so brilliant. And that was a lot of love there. And, because she's been doing it for so long and consistently killing it. You know what I'm saying? So for her to say that, I said, thank you. You know what I'm saying? And then Jonathan Majors came over and said, hey, man, I heard what happened earlier. You all right? And I was like, yeah, I'm good. But that's how your one and your two, that's how they lead the show. You know what I'm saying? That brother ain't have to come check on me. You know what I'm saying? But he felt necessary to come check on someone that's on his show. That's when you know the love of the show. So I appreciate that, you know what I mean? And I was on there like, listen, I'm playing with some heavyweights. My first scene is up with Journey, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, oh shit. You know what I'm saying? And
How
she
long
being
did
her.
you how long did you have to wear the mustache, or did was that yours, or did they shave you down and put on something on there?
No, that was my mustache, brother.
Oh snap!
That was mustache. It was mustache was
Strong.
not fake. That was all me. That was all me. They shaved all this off, and then they just boom and curled them up. You know what I mean? And that, and so that we talk about collaboration. That was my boy Sincere, and I met him. He was the barber on the set. And the lady that I work with, I'm blanking on her name right now. but she was the head of hair. I worked with her on Charm City. And so when I got to the set, we had this big old hug. And then I said, hey, I'm thinking about this for this role. And I went back to an old picture of 1921. And I saw a guy, he had the haircut thing like this. I thought that fit my face. And he had the joint. I said, I want that. What do you think about that? They said, let's do it. And then when I saw the picture that they took, I was like, I look like I'm plucked from that time. But I'm old school anyway. So, but when I saw the picture, Aaron, I said, yeah, this was for me. I look like I'm that person. I would love to even do more period pieces and stuff like that. But and the love for everybody, getting a chance to see somebody come from the web and then be on the hottest show that's, on the net right now, you know what I'm saying? And to have two things on HBO, to break a record with HBO Max, then to be on Lovecraft Country, you know what I'm saying? Then my birthday happens, and
happy belated.
Happy belated, thank you, brother. My birthday happens. And then I go to work back on Black Lightning. I mean, the glory of the Lord is too much, man, because a lot of these things could have came out at many different times. The movie was supposed to come out in April, but it came out in October. Lovecraft came out in October. It's like guys saying, man, here's a birthday present. I'm going to double up on you like that. And I just, and it's cool and it's good momentum and moving forward. And it just gave me even more excitement to say, Will, if you didn't think that you can do this work, know that you can do it at a high level. If you had any doubt, know that you can do it at a high level. So now I'm in preparation, for other things that I don't even have, accents and stuff that are not even in the pipeline right now, but I'm working on them in secret. You know what I mean? So when my number is called, I'm ready to go. You know what I mean? So we always got to be working. Just like we see Nike come out with a dope shoe, but y'all might have been working on that for 10 years, but we get the chance to walk into it or something that you've already walked in, tested, proven it, stretched it, ripped it apart, started up. All that was done in secret.
Yeah.
Then once it's ready, it comes out to the public, and we have to treat ourselves the same way.
With your accents, is it all repetition? Is it just continuing to repeat the same words over and over again to kind of get your mind to pronounce it the way that an accent sounds?
I mean, it's a lot of it. I think everybody's different. Some people who are more musically inclined, I noticed that they pick up accents easily because it's a rhythm. It's a sound. If you over in the country, you pick it up more because now you're surrounded by the culture. So my goal is just little by little each day. I'm in this place right now, Aaron, where I'm experimenting with soaking. When it comes to my art and acting, like I'm getting the stuff down, but I'm letting it soak. I'm letting it really permeate and wash over me. I'm soaking in the moments of it. And even when it comes to getting accents or when I'm in the moment with my baby, I'm allowing it to soak. I'm allowing it to wash over me and allowing that to see what comes out of that process. That's the process I'm in right now as an artist. You know what I mean? So I'm playing with these different things of soaking. What is that like? What does it feel like? How do you soak in a scene? What is it like when you're immersed in water? What is it like when you let things just run over you? Where's your calmness at? Like all these different things that I'm just kind of like experiment. And I get to experiment tomorrow, which I'm excited about because I have a scene tomorrow. And I'm going to use some of the things that, I've been thinking about in the book that I've been writing down. If I do this, maybe I'll do that. And then, if you do it and it doesn't quite work out right, it's cool. You can revert back to what you know. But at the same time, I'm like, I'm excited to discover, brother. I'm painting a masterpiece, brother.
Do you, in your day-to-day job, do you get to be, I know that you have to fit within the realm of a role, but do you still get to be creative within the realm and you can play with different things? Like you're at a good point where you're comfortable and the people that you work with are comfortable with you kind of having a little bit of creative freedom?
Yeah, I think you just make that suggestion. Usually, you try to get it on page what they have written because the writers want to hear their words. You know what I mean? And they make a lot of money to write words. But the artist also wants to do what's not there. So it's a beautiful marriage. You know what I mean? Like I have some ideas about the script coming up. You know what I mean? That I want to do. Sometimes I just do them, and then they'll catch it, and then they'll add to it, or I'll say I'm thinking about this so I don't know. You know what I mean? It's like I know that I don't know. It's like a beautiful marriage. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Because I know sometimes in TV a lot of things are for time, but it depends on where you at. Like a guest star, you're meant to bring all this creative stuff because you're there to lift up the show. So
Okay.
you have a little bit more creative freedom, more so than the series regular, because the series regular is the bones of the story. They have to do this, they have to do that, they have to do this. I can come in and just do my thing because that's what I'm meant to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I guess, yeah, I think everybody wants to try different things, and see what works. And but as long as you're trying things to see what works based off the character, what the character wants to do, not what Will wants to do. Because then it's about what Will wants to do. You know what I mean? So when I talked about that soaking into the presence of the character so the character can speak the things that I want to do. Because if the character is speaking, it's going to make sense automatically.
Yeah.
Yeah. So soaking 101.
I wanted to ask you two more questions before we go.
Yeah.
Do you have a time of day that you write in your notebook? Have you found a good time, or is it just you just make sure that you find time every day to write down in your notebook?
Well, right now I'm getting up about 6 every morning. I hit the gym by 7:30. And then I'm out of the gym by 8:30. Then I get my COVID test, usually because I'm going Monday, Wednesday, and Friday for my COVID test. So I got a little spot I go to where I'm at, and I just take a moment, and I have my little what do you call it, a shake and my avocado toast or the almond butter toast. And then I'm sitting there and I got the book and I'm just, writing things down, you know what I'm saying? And seeing what comes to me, like soaking or my gym progress. And then I'm doing what you taught me is to review what I've written. I didn't do that before. I write it down, leave it alone, but go back and review. So, little things like I wrote down soaking, right? I said to lie and become saturated or permeated with water or some other liquid. And then I added to the definition or thoughts. I am allowing things to soak in with my art. I believe this will lead me to discover a depth that I have yet to discover. You know what I'm saying? So, and I go back and I revisit it. You know what I mean? I take notes and I take data. Things I put
Yeah.
you talking to you. You know what I'm saying? Like when you was doing the whole shoe thing, you were taking notes and you were wearing the shoe and this works and this, but so that way I can refer back to it because a lot of times we think that we're going to remember it. And it's like, oh, I gotta remember. And then someone says, hey man, you like this water? Oh yeah, I like that water. And then boom, it's gone.
It's gone.
You forgot. And then you're trying to get it back. But if I got it here, I can just look back at it. So I'm even, doing the podcast, and I'm even learning more of the importance of what you was doing when we were in LA. You had the notebook when we were in LA, carrying this notebook around. So now I'm starting to understand the power of the notebook. I didn't really understand it before. I understood writing things down, but I didn't have a book that I liked
Okay.
that I can carry it with me. See, some of the journals that I would get, I didn't really like them, so it didn't encourage me to write in them. Not
Okay.
that this one, I like the pages. I know the one that we're going to create, you know what I'm saying? It's going to be dope. But the pages in this one, they're like old school. So it kind of speaks to me. It's like, write on me, create on me. I'm a blank. It gives me that feel, the way it feels when I rub on it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, and then it slides, right into my cargos. Now I figured out my set wear after I've been on set all this time. I got my set clothes, you know what I'm saying, that I wear. I like my cargos, you know what I'm saying? Got me about 3 or 4 pair of cargos. I can slide my book in there. boom, boom, got my car keys, you know, boom, 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 you know, keep it going.
You
So,
old man. So, Mr. Old Man, we're gonna
yeah.
end the show on this. Another old man just won the NBA championship. What you got to say to LeBron?
Ah, ah, I want my damn respect. That's what the king said. The king said he want his damn respect too. He deserve it, man. You know, I like what Jimmy Butler said about, you know, you got to go through LeBron. And LeBron let everybody know, all the critics know, that I'm that dude. You know, I came to Los Angeles. Los Angeles ain't won a championship in 10 years. I didn't know it was that long. And within 2 years, you bring a chip? Within 2 years? Come on, man, you the GOAT. And what I don't like is that they try to compare GOAT status. There's never going to be another Kobe. There's never going to be another Michael Jordan. LeBron is in a status of his own. You know what I'm saying? He's the GOAT, just like Julius Erving. Julius Erving is considered a GOAT as well. Iceman could be considered a GOAT. Magic considered a GOAT. You know what I'm saying? You can even count the mailman is a GOAT in his own right. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What he put into the game, Charles Barkley in his own right. GOAT doesn't mean that you have championships. You know what I'm saying? How did you impact the game? What is your legacy? How did you impact people? Allen Iverson is a GOAT. Never won a championship, but look what he did to the culture.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Look how he inspired people. People still wearing braids now. People wearing arm sleeves because of AI. It's GOAT status. You know what I'm saying? So I'm excited for LeBron, you know, but I'm also excited for them Denver boys to see what they gonna do next year, because them boys is tough, you know, and I'm excited to see because, you know, these guys be speaking indirectly, you know, ain't no jealousy, you know, with AD, you know, they talking shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, listen, Brooklyn, you know what I'm saying? Come holler at me. You know what I mean? I'm LeBron. So I'm excited to see the dynamic when KD get back. Kyrie, you know what I'm saying? If Kyrie can stay healthy, you know what I'm saying? And how the nucleus of that team works, because they got that boy Levert over there that can go. You know what I'm saying? So Kyrie does, well, we're gonna say he's gonna have a healthy season. But in the event of, or they all can play together type of thing, I'm excited to see who the Warriors going to pick up. I'm excited to see what the Heat's going to do. But the thing about basketball, just because you had a good season in 2020, sometimes it doesn't transfer over. And you know, you're in Portland. Portland need a piece. They need a piece. You know what I'm saying? Because my man Dame Dollar can go anywhere. I don't think Dame Dollar is ever going to leave Portland, because Dame is Dame. You know what I'm saying? But they need a piece, man. I don't know. They got the big man. They got Melo, which is a good piece. You know what I'm saying? No, let me say that better. They got Melo, which is a great piece. I love Melo. You know what I'm saying? I like the boy. What's his name? Trent Terry.
You talking about
Gary Trent Jr.
Yeah.
I love Gary Trent Jr., but they need a piece. You know what I'm saying? They need a nice wing. They need somebody else that can get 20 on any given night, 30 on any given night. You know, I don't know if that's a wing. They need something. You know what I mean? You know, it ain't Giannis. You know what I mean? But it's something. They missing something. You know what I mean? That's gonna carry them over the hump. Because when Dame go down, your whole team done. You see what I'm saying? So we need somebody, not really a backer for Dame, but somebody that Dame and CJ can kick that ball to, or when they having an off day, they know they're going to get that bucket.
And it's not Melo.
Nah, it's not Melo. Melo going to get his 18 or whatever the case may be, but, you know, I don't think that's Melo.
Oh, they need like a Lou Williams or like a 6-man, you think?
Yeah, you know, but I think it's like it's in the 4 position. You know what I'm saying? It's somebody that they missing the piece to the puzzle. You know what I mean? That's
like a DeMarcus Cousins or a Paul Millsap or something like that.
Not a Paul Millsap, because Paul Millsap is on a later end of his career. I'm trying to think. Okay, You know how Draymond is to the Warriors.
Yeah.
They need a Draymond. You know what I'm saying? They need a Draymond that can score, that can shoot, that can grab rebounds. That's a dog out there. Like if they had Barkley, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If they had Oakley, Charles Oakley, they need somebody that's just like, listen, we gonna win by any means out here. We just some dogs, you know what I'm saying? So they need that. That's the piece they missing. They need a straight up dog out that joint that can jump out the gym, that can shoot, the 15-footer, that can step out and shoot the three, because that's the way they play. But also that's gonna get in your face. If I can build a player, I'll take Draymond, I'll take the hoodness of Marquise Morris.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I'll take like a Porzingis, somebody who can shoot that outside joint. You know what I mean? And got you some finesse. But a dog with finesse, you know what I'm saying?
Dog with finesse.
A dog with finesse that can complement them boys over there. So if you got a dog with finesse, you got the big man, you got CJ, you got Dame, and you got Melo, that's a squad. You know what I mean? Because if Melo off, the dog is going to be the dog. You know what I'm saying? That's why we love about AI. AI was a dog. You know what I'm saying? IT. Speaking about IT real quick, you think IT going to get back in the league?
No.
Really? Why?
Defense.
Once
you get to that age, it's the same thing happened to Nate Robinson. Nate Robinson can still ball. He just can't play. He's like, your athleticism gets you so far before it can't take you any further. And Nate Robinson and IT are the same type of player. They score in bunches, but they can't play any defense, and they're a defensive liability on the floor. So it's like they can put up a bunch of threes, but they're giving up a bunch of threes on the other end. So it's a wash. My take.
Yeah. I'm hoping that that IT can find a fit. You know what I'm saying?
He better go to the big three. That's his. Go play in the big three, or go over to China. Because then you can go over there and the guards will be the same size as you. You can dominate like Steph did for years. Steph was over there for like 8 or 9 years dominating, and he wasn't playing any defense. So
yeah. But I want to see.
You want to see him in the league?
I do want to see him in the league. You know what else I want to see in the league too? I want to see Frank Nitti in the league, man. You follow Frank Nitti?
No.
Oh, you got to look up Frank Nitti, man. It's the Nitti way. Nitti be giving people buckets in the program out here. What's they call that joint? The joint in LA that everybody do.
The Drew?
The Drew. He be killing out here in the Drew. I want to see Nitti in the league, man. I like to see Nitti. But you got a lot of these young boys, man. As we talking sports, y'all talking Stonecutters. You got a lot of these young boys, man. I mean, you just seen what happened with Fitzpatrick. You know what I'm saying? Playing great ball.
But Tua in there.
But Tua, young.
Potential.
Sales. Because people want to see Burrow, Tua, all these young guys that they spent this money on.
Absolutely.
They want to see them play. You know what I'm saying? So it's a tough. At the end of the day, I guess I would say it's a business, man. It's a business, but I'm excited for to see how things gonna shape up.
Did you already vote? Did you drop off your vote?
I've been going back and forth with the wife on that right now. So we've been kind of doing our due diligence of looking at the judicial systems and the Senate. You know what I'm saying? So because you gotta vote all the way down. You can't just vote for the presidency.
Yeah.
I don't know why they be having community colleges on there, and because I don't care. You know what I'm saying? To be honest with you, like I don't know. I'm not going to research the community college people to vote for that. You know what I'm saying? Like I think that's an in-house thing. I don't think that should be on the ballot, in my opinion.
Okay.
I could be wrong. You know what I'm saying? I could be super wrong. Okay, I could be super wrong. You know what I'm saying about that? You know what I mean? But it's just when I look at the community college level, I'm just like who is all these people? You know what I mean? So I got to go on the internet. I got to find out what they're doing. I got to see if they got a website, and then I
That's
got
good.
to.
That's good. I'll say one thing that's very good. At least you're not just checking the boxes. You're doing your due diligence, which is what all citizens should do. So
Yeah, for
highly
sure.
commendable.
But I think they need to make it a little easier on, give me the cliff notes, you know what I'm saying? And then some of these people that's running for office, their website is trash. I looked at one dude, he's still using Blogspot. I'm not voting for you because you're using Blogspot. You're not up to the date with the times, brother love. I can't vote for you. I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? I can't vote for you with the Blogspot web address. You know what I mean? So,
1
yeah,
a.m.
man.
East Coast time.
It's 1 a.m. Oh,
It's about
Jesus.
to be 1 a.m. We got Will up late, so Will's on the East Coast on location.
Yeah, but we vibing right now. It's a
And
vibe.
we having a good time. We haven't talked in a few weeks. So Will, what do you
Yeah.
want to leave the Stonecutters podcast listeners with?
Vote. You know what I'm
Vote.
saying? You gotta vote. You know what I mean? And let your vote be your decision. I will say that. You know what I mean? Don't be persuaded by everything that is going on in the news. Vote for the things that matter to you. Look at both sides and see if policies line up with your policy. You know what I mean? And vote for the future of America and the future of your children. That's what's important. So, with that being said, make sure you cast your vote. People died to be able to go to the polls to vote. So it's all right to vote. And, I'm excited about what the world will be in the future. You know what I mean? I'm excited for, what Aaron is doing, what I'm doing, you know what I mean? Because we might not be holding office of the presidency right now, but we're presidents of our own corporation, our own life. You know what I'm saying? And we
Absolutely.
got to make sure that we're doing the things that we're supposed to do too. So, yeah, it's gonna be all right. You know what I mean? It's gonna be all right. We getting through the coronavirus. You know what I'm saying? We resilient people as a whole, and I'm excited. I
I'll
might run
end.
for one day, brother love. You know what I'm saying? I'll run for office one day when I'm done doing what I'm doing. You know what I mean? We'll see. You know what I mean? Y'all heard it first, 2020. You know what I mean? I might do like my man Trump did. Trump said, listen, after Obama roasted Trump, he said, hey, 4 years prior, go make America great again hats. And we'll see. That was crazy. He trademarked make America great and ran 4 years later. Interesting, right? Yeah. So, who knows, man?
Vote. And we out.
And we out.